Hi, I'm Joe with Film Alliance, and in this video we're going to talk about the perfect vlogging setup for the Sony ZV-1. Believe it or not, this is the ZV-1 and I don't have any active stabilization set. I have it set to standard. I also don't have the wide angle lens on the ZV-1, and I'm not going to throw any of this footage into Catalyst. In this video, I'm going to uncover how I did it and how you can also achieve this setup. Where was I? Oh yes, the vlogging setup for the ZV-1. But before I get into that, I want to thank the 2 people who liked my last post on Instagram. I was really hoping to get to 3, maybe next time. I don't know if it's done on purpose, but it seems like every single time we get a new camera, there's some limitation with it that almost renders it useless. For example, the ZV-1 is supposed to have a 24mm wide angle lens, but when you use active stabilization, it punches in so far that it puts your face too close to the camera and it just doesn't look right. So you almost have to pull back or try to get maybe a selfie stick to extend it out. And then we talked about, okay, well, there's a fix for that. We can use the Ulanzi wide angle lens. That will actually pull you back just enough to where you actually are seated correctly in the frame. The problem with putting the wide angle lens on the ZV-1 when you're trying to put the ZV-1 on a gimbal is it makes the ZV-1 too top heavy. It can be done, but the motors always loosen up. It's very hard to balance on a gimbal. So it's preferred not to use a wide angle lens at all, but sometimes you need that wide angle lens so that you can get that wider view. But in this case, when the ZV-1 is on the gimbal, you don't actually need the wide angle lens because it pushes the ZV-1 back far enough to where it makes your frame look right. Another problem we have with the Sony cameras is the image stabilization is not that good. So when you go handheld with the cameras, whether you're vlogging or you're just out shooting some handheld shots, the footage is almost rendered useless because it's so shaky, like right now. The reason I like to throw my cameras up on a gimbal is because the image stabilization inside of the cameras is not that good. Even when you go handheld and you try to walk with a ninja walk, you can still see the shakiness of it. It's almost impossible for me to be able to do like a vlog type of setup where my hand is completely fully extended out in front of my face and I'm walking as smoothly as possible. It still just seems too jiggly for me, so I have to throw the camera onto a gimbal. So the way I think I perfected the ZV-1 vlogging setup is like this. I threw the ZV-1 on the gimbal, that way I have nice stabilized image and I don't have to throw it into Catalyst or anything like that in post-production. The second thing I've done is I've actually taken off active stabilization and I left it on standard. That way I get the true 24mm out of the ZV-1 lens. Even though my camera is in standard stabilization, normally that would mean it's not good stabilization at all. But because I throw it on the gimbal, that counteracts that and still gives me a nice, smooth, stable image. Sometimes when you're vlogging or just making videos, you don't have enough time to go out and get the proper B-roll that you need. That's where I would highly recommend Envato Elements, and they're actually sponsoring this video. You can get it for under $20 a month with the annual subscription, which is 50% off. And it has all different types of media. It's not just stock footage and music. There's motion graphics, sound effects, stock images, just an endless collection to choose from. I've had it for over 2.5 years and I use it on almost every single one of my videos. I will leave a link in the description for you guys to go check it out. The third thing I did was attach this little micro shotgun mic, which might not be new to many people. A lot of people use micro shotgun mics. But the thing that's nice about this particular mic is it doesn't require any batteries, which makes it really nice because it's one less thing that you have to worry about when you're trying to create videos. There's more that meets the eye. When it comes to this setup, I have an Arca Swiss plate on the bottom so I can easily remove the ZV-1 and change out the battery or the SD card or whatever I need to do and just put it right back on the gimbal without having to rebalance it. I can also throw the ZV-1 on a tripod for a quick steady shot or even a monopod so I can have a nice still shot, like maybe from shooting a wedding or something. Now I'm going to demonstrate for you how fast I can remove the ZV-1 from the gimbal using the Arca Swiss plate and throw it on the tripod. All right, ready, set, go. Put it down. Turn the gimbal off. Take the ZV-1 off. Disconnect it. Boom. I also got an extended 3.5mm aux cable where I can go from the microphone all the way to the other side of the ZV-1. I do have my Ulanzi wide angle lens cover still on the ZV-1 so I can quickly throw the wide angle lens on if I need to and I'm not on the gimbal. And the way that I attached the Arca Swiss plate to the ZV-1 is I attached a cage to the ZV-1 so I could still have access to the battery and the SD card. And the reason I want to be able to access my battery door is because the ZV-1 batteries don't last too long, and I got a 3-pack of batteries that I can quickly swap in and out without having to just take the entire rig apart just to swap out the battery. The thing that I love about this little setup is it's so light. I feel like I could do it all day long. In fact, it's tempting me to start a vlog. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you would be interested in. I feel like I could hold it out for a long period of time without having shoulder strain. So to me, this is the best vlogging setup out there. If you guys have any other opinions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll link all of this stuff in the description so that you guys can have a look and see if you're interested in also purchasing this stuff. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe with Film Alliance, and until the next video, peace.